Hello! Maritime cultures vary across regions with unique traditions, customs, and practices. The Nigerian maritime heritage is reflected in its vibrant festivals, traditional boat building techniques, and bustling ports. Welcome to another exciting episode of Nimasa this week, the program that serves you interesting stories about the maritime sector. I remain your anchor, Moyioluwa Olutayo. Let's get started.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA, changing the tides in your favor.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA has acquired requisite marine environment security assets, upped training and retraining of personnel, made effort to secure better funding for the maritime sector, and rejigged compliance and commitment to international maritime security obligations. Stay tuned on the program. I will be right back.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS, recently paid an official visit to the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency's headquarters in Lagos as part of its Senior Executive Course Program aimed at fostering knowledge exchange with strategic national institutions and contributing to policy development across key sectors. Speaking while welcoming the delegation from the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, the Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Mobiriola, emphasized the importance of sustaining the country's strategic shift away from over-reliance on oil exports. He highlighted the vast potential of the blue economy to drive inclusive economic growth and national development.
Nigeria needs diversification of the economy, and the only alternative to oil and gas is actually marine and blue economy. So we cannot but pursue it to a fruitful conclusion for the benefit of our country. What we are doing now is to set the framework to achieving it in terms of understanding what exactly is marine and blue economy, and then move from there to develop the framework and start coming up with policies, vision, and ideas, strategies for us to have a lasting legacy. I am sure that by the time this report comes out, you are going to be able to identify the benefit of marine and blue economy to start with, the challenges we are going through at the moment, and majorly the solutions for us to make this a reality for Nigeria and for posterity.
In his response, Professor Ayo Omotayo, Director General of NIPSS, stated that the purpose of the visit was to deepen understanding of NIMASA's operations and strategic contributions. He noted that the insights gained will be incorporated into the Institute's final report and policy advisory to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Looking forward to your presentations, believing that participants will benefit from what you have to present. Please note that our questions may be very critical. It is because of the nature of the work we have to do. We have to take back to Mr. President what we have gathered from all across the country. Like I said, 6 other groups are somewhere else gathering information. This is for us a study tour. It's not a jamboree. It's a serious part of what we do. And I believe that we will get all the questions, all the answers, and we also look at different insights into how we can make Nigeria a better place.
Other highlights of the visit were a series of departmental presentations showcasing Nimasa's various mandates, activities and achievements, as well as plans for the future. The engagement between Nimasa and NIPSS underscores the importance of collaboration between research institutes and regulatory agencies in shaping Nigeria's future. With shared insights and strengthened partnerships, both institutions reaffirmed their commitment to working together for the country's strategic advancement.
Nimasa was established to deliver on two principal objectives. Objective number one is to promote the development of indigenous commercial shipping in both coastal and international trade. Then the second principal objective for which the agency was established is to promote the regulation of maritime safety, maritime security, marine environment management, and maritime labor.
Three categories of Nigerian flagged vessels: Nigerian-owned vessels, vessels on joint venture, and vessels on bareboat that are all flagging Nigerian flag are predominantly dominating our trade as against what was playing out in the past. Only Nigerian-owned vessels and vessels that are owned by Nigerians. Those that are jointly owned are, because of the cost intensity of vessel acquisition, we allowed for partnership. The Nigerian partner and the foreign partner, the Nigerian partner 60%, the foreign partner 40%, and the vessel will be flagged Nigerian flag. Then bareboat, the vessel will be chartered by a Nigerian charterer, and within the period of that charter, the Nigerian charterer will take complete charge of everything about that vessel in respect of bunkering, manning, and total management of the vessel.
Presently, Nimasa has chaired the development of the draft framework of marine spatial planning. There's going to be a lot of stakeholder consultation because the marine spatial planning covers all sectors, tourism and shipping. Currently, there is an MSP framework that is on ground in draft form that is submitted for approval.
Marine survey and certification, that is where primarily we carry out condition surveys for ships which are to be registered under Nigerian flag. So when a ship is to be registered under Nigerian flag, we carry out condition survey to determine the tonnage of the ship. That tonnage certificate will be issued to the ship registrar. The ship registrar will use it to prepare the certificate of registry for that ship.
As part of its efforts to streamline and strengthen record-keeping practices, the agency's Planning, Research and Data Management Services Department recently organized a sensitization program focused on the essentials of archive operations. The program was held at the Nigerian Maritime Resource Development Center in Kirikiri, Lagos, and had senior staff in attendance, including the head of the Nimasa Library, Mrs. Aisha Askira, the head of the Archives Unit, Eze Chidebere, as well as the guest speaker, Dr. G.I. Omorige, Managing Partner of GISE and Associates. The program commenced with a welcome address delivered on behalf of the head of the Planning, Research and Data Management Services Department by Mrs. Aisha Askira, who also served as chairperson of the occasion. She emphasized the importance of proper archival management in promoting institutional memory, transparency, and operational efficiency.
The program has sensitized us on so many things which people have not known about the Nimasa archives. Nimasa archives has grown from being the analog type to digital archives. So we are using the ADMS system. So the archives is something that any organization is expected to have. Archives, library, museum are expected to be an integral part of any organization. Records are very, very important. Just the way you need a current information, you also need to get recorded past information. They are very, very important. That's the reason why we're here, to be aware, to create awareness among our staff on the importance, relevance, and works of archives unit.
Mr. Eze Chidebere, the head of the archives unit, then provided a detailed overview of NIMASA's archive operations process, highlighting current practices, challenges, and the roadmap for future development.
We are actually doing the agency-wide sensitization of archive operations and processes. So we are starting from Lagos zone. We will still go around the whole agency. And why do we do this? We are doing this so that we will acquiesce or make the whole agency understand the operational procedures and what archive entails. Archive, basically, in a layman's language, is the storage of documents that are of value to the agency or to any organization. The documents that are of value, that is the catchword there. It is not every document that is of value. Some documents are generated but can be disposed. But archival materials are those materials that are of value, that can help in research purposes, and that can also help in litigation or legal instances.
This was followed by an interactive session facilitated by Dr. Omorige, who delivered a presentation on the role and framework of the National Archives of Nigeria.
Yes, archive is very, very important in the history of any nation. Archive is the memory of the nation, and since departments equally keep records, it's ideal that they all have archives so that they complement the archival heritage of the country.
The program shed light on regulatory standards, compliance responsibilities, and the broader significance of archiving in national development, and will better equip the Planning, Research, and Data Management Services Department to fulfill its mandate. Acting in its capacity as the designated authority responsible for implementing the International Ships and Ports Security Code in Nigeria, an enforcement team from Nimasa shut down the operations of 2 facilities in the Ijora Maritime Zone. The agency moved to close the ShellPlux and TMDK Terminals located in Ijegun-Egba area of Lagos, after persistent non-compliance by both companies with the provisions of the ISPS code. And this comes after several warnings issued by the agency to encourage compliance. It is important to state that the agency's actions are in line with global best practices and adhere to the ISPS Code Implementation Regulation 2014, which states that a facility will be shut down where the said facility continues in violation of the ISPS Code for more than 3 calendar months, despite written warnings from the DA.
Here to carry out an enforcement action. This facility, TMDK and ShellPlux, has been operating without complying with the ISPS code for more than 11 years. We've been engaging them. We've invited them to a series of meetings. They honor our invitation if they like, and sometimes they don't honor our invitation. We've even sent notices of fines to them, but they refuse to comply with our notice of fine. And they've been operating in defiance to Section 79F of the NIPSS Implementation Code Regulation, which states that a facility must comply with the NIPSS requirements of the agency. So the basic reason we are here is to carry out enforcement action against the facility, and we are shutting down the place for now.
The International Ship and Port Facility Security Code is a set of security measures developed by the International Maritime Organization to enhance maritime security. It applies to ships and port facilities engaged in international trade and aims to detect and prevent security threats. In Nigeria, Nimasa is the designated authority responsible for implementing the NIPSS code.
Still on the program, Nimasa this week. Now we move on to the Nautical Chat segment, where our guest for today is already seated in the studio with Femi. Guess who we have with us today? We have with us the president of the Nigerian Chamber of Shipping, Alhaji Aminu Umar. He's still with us in the studio, and there's so much more to know about the shipping industry in Nigeria. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Talking about piracy in the waters for the past 2 or 3 years now, it's become a thing of the past, right?
Exactly.
So I think Nigeria is now ripe to go to IMO Category C elections, right?
Yes.
So what is your take on this, and what do you think Nigeria can do better to get to that seat in IMO in the next elections?
Okay, great. I think first and foremost we deserve that Category C. Okay, this is my own opinion, and I believe the Nigerian Chamber of Shipping, which I preside as the president, also we believe in that, because we have in terms of maritime investment in maritime, Nigeria I think stand far ahead of a lot of African countries that are sitting in some of these categories. So we are one of the highest in terms of number of or sizes of ships and number of ships that are operating globally. So two, on how do we get there? I think we should do a lot of engagement. I believe that Nimasa, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, should engage the stakeholders. Okay, and for example, I give you from NCS, Nigerian Chamber of Shipping, the fact that personally I sit as president of Chamber of Shipping, sit on the board of International Chamber of Shipping, who sit as an advisory role in IMO. So we can work together with Nimasa on this. We have already informed the ministry on this, and I'm saying it again. We have open hand to discuss this and see how we can strategize by engaging all our partners across the globe, because ICS, International Chamber of Shipping, is a global chamber which all the ship owners in the world are part of it. And we believe that we can influence and have a conversation why we need to be there. Nigeria needs to be there. Today, I sit on the board of the ICS, as the representative the only African representative on the board. So we believe together with Nimasa we can partner on this to work how we can sit there, because Nigeria deserves to be there, and we strongly believe we can work together and get it.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Now, talking about infrastructure in the maritime sector, we know we need quite some infrastructure in the sector, and of course, I'm sure by the time the CVFF funds also come out, we'll have better, Now, how is the shipping community partnering with Nimasa? Because, government cannot do it alone to ensure that we'll have more infrastructure in the maritime sector in Nigeria.
I think this is a good thing coming. Okay, Mr. President, and I also the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy have made numerous statements recently to say we are open to have this partnering with the private sector to see how we can look into the infrastructure gap that we have. It is, maybe before it was not there, this opportunity to partner was not there, but now with this new government, the Mr. President has made this statement, his Minister of Marine and Blue Economy has made that statement. We are open to look at different aspects of the infrastructure. If you, on the maritime side, there are a lot of places that need intervention, and we can divide it into two. Particularly, main thing is ships arriving to Nigeria and ships that up to from arrival to going to berth, and then at the berth discharging the cargo. So there are a lot of intervention areas that we believe as if we have these chances, and not only is there are a lot of investment opportunities there, which we can partner with government, particularly the ports or Nimasa or any other government agency that is saddled with those responsibilities. So we can find a way to work together, and I think it's important, because if you look at it globally, in developed countries, a lot of these things are private sector driven. The port, investment in ports, investment in the access to the port, investment in securing or logistics for vessels that are coming in, investment in making sure the port channels are properly done in such a way that ships that come in are very safe and are okay to navigate easily. So all these are things that can be done, are actually handled in the private sector. But again, like I said, Mr. President has made a statement. We have seen a lot of executive orders on this, and I think it's something we intend to work with the government agencies that are handling.
All right, so finally, sir, what is your word for the stakeholders? And of course, the government also.
Okay, I start with my colleagues in the private sector operators. I think we should all see that there is a very good opportunity coming. We should all look at it as we are going to invest more, because all the policies that we're seeing today, all what the government have signed on is encouraging growth. And we see a government today that wants private sector participation. And this is very encouraging for us, because it energizes us, it opens our eyes to say we can put in more and be able to get out more. On the government side, we want them to sustain this encouragement, this policy of allowing private sector to be the lead in making this investment in either infrastructure or in partnering and doing a lot of things. So it's something that we need government to continue sustaining it, because that is the only way we can create growth, we can create jobs, and we can create wealth for the country. And that is, I think, the government is moving in the right direction, and we are very encouraged on this.
Thank you so very much, sir, for this for the time on this segment. I've been speaking with Alhaji Aminu Umar, the CEO of Stark Marine Limited, and he has said it all on the side of the stakeholders that we can do more, and for the government, that government should continue to encourage them by sustaining the efforts that they've started, and of course creating the conducive environment. And to wrap on this segment, my name is Femi Kumuyi. I remain your host. See you again.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Wow, what an exciting time it's been on the program today. As we drop anchor and bring this episode to a close, we want to appreciate all our esteemed viewers who have always been with us and are always here with us every week. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again on the same platform, same station next week, I remain your anchor, Moyoluwa Olutayo. Fair winds and following seas.